Shalom, shalom to all Israel scattered abroad. It's another Wednesday Wisdom. And basically, the class is going to be about, order, which we don't have as a nation. It was pretty much all over the place. So we're just going to go over, you know, some scriptures dealing with order and how to conduct ourselves as a nation and how these other nations would look at us with order and not with disorder. All right. So we can go ahead and open chapter 3 and verse 17.
Chapter 3, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
And whatsoever you do in word or deed,
It says, whatsoever we do in word or deed, whatever we speak out of our mouths and the actions that follow behind it. Read.
do all in the name of Hamashiach Yahushua,
Mm-hmm.
giving thanks to the power and the Father by him.
So giving thanks to Mashiach Yahushua tongue. All right. Now we're going to go into a very popular scripture, which a lot of Israelites like to bring out a lot. 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 40.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40.
Uh-huh.
Let all things,
Now let some things.
let all
It
things
says, let all things, read.
be done decently and in order.
It says, let all things be done decently and in order. Okay. And I think that's the problem with our people as a nation. We don't like to be told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, what to eat, what not to eat. You know what I mean? You know, when you bring this word out to our people, they get upset about the words of the Most High. How do you get upset with those same words of the Most High that you got in your churches? You got Bibles at your home. You got Bible laying on your dashboard. But nobody wants to read it. Nobody wants to take the time out to read the scriptures, to learn their heritage, learn who they are, learn how to conduct themselves, as a nation of people. So we're supposed to bring order to our nation. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in a society where we follow the rules of the other nations and how they get down. But what we don't fail to realize is that we have order for ourselves, and that's written for the Most High. You know what I'm saying? This is the blueprint for the Most High to tell us how we're supposed to conduct ourselves in front of these nations. All right. Let me get 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 1 through 4.
It's 11.
Yeah.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I am also of Christ.
It says, be followers of me, even as I also am on Shakah. Read.
Now I praise you, brethren,
Uh-huh.
that you remember me in all things,
Mm-hmm.
and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you.
It says, keep the ordinances that I have delivered them to you. All right. Let me get First Maccabees, chapter 2, and verse 21.
2 and 21.
Yeah.
First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 21.
Uh-huh. Bring it up.
Most High forbid
Most
that
High,
Most High forbid
the Most High Yahweh forbid. Read on.
that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
It says the Most High forbid that we, as a nation of people, that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. Okay? Because the law, statute, commandments were given to the children of Israel, as it said in Psalms. And this is what we're supposed to do as a nation of people. We're given law, statute, commandments to govern ourselves in front of everybody else. But as you see in this society, it's like we're like a loose cannon. We go by what social media tell us. We get hyped up over silly videos and reality shows, and we act out those things. But this is not how the Most High wants us to be as a nation of people. This is not how we conduct ourselves. All right, go back to 1 Corinthians. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is about order and discipline.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I would have you know, by the head of every man is Yahushua.
And they said, but I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach Yahushua. Read.
And the head of the woman is the man.
He said, and the head of the woman is the man. Read.
and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh.
And then the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. That's the divine order that the Most High has set up. So I know a lot of people see that, the whole umbrella theme and, on social media. But that's the correct order of things. But in this society, I think they would have it the opposite way. They would just flip it upside down, so to speak. If it was up to, the women of this world, they would be the head of the household. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way they act and the way, they've been given so-called rights here in the society, and the way they carry themselves, and you can't have a man in the house that have certain benefits. And that's the issue with our people, and they just run with it. You know what I mean? They don't ever question, be like, you know what? Maybe I do need this guy in the house to discipline my child and my kid, whatnot, because he might just run astray and go crazy. You know what I'm saying? He might have an effeminate spirit. He might join a gang, but there's nobody there to discipline these kids. You understand? And that's the issue that we have as a nation of people. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got all this, this violence, and you fill the prison houses because there's no order in the house. You understand?
So speaking on that, what you said about the man running the house. So as we know, the man is supposed to be the head of the household.
Yeah.
But what society has done nowadays is that they force the man out the household, so he cannot do what he's been designed to do, which is to run that household. Yeah. So now you have women in control. And what has happened in the last 40 years, we see an increase in single parent households, and that has led to the majority of our people now being behind bars, or being on drugs, or being a dissociated family because they've been raised by a woman. They don't have that man in the house to set that example of what a man is supposed to be. So now that also means that they lack respect for other women, also don't know how to respect themselves. And you see what happens when you don't respect yourself, you don't respect anyone else.
Exactly.
That leads to more chaos and destruction of our people.
Yeah. I've seen like pictures. I did a comparison like back in I don't know if it was the 70s or the 60s. As a nation, we were like family oriented. The father was in the picture. And then they showed a comparison of today's, and all you see was a single mother with like 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah, so that goes back to what happened to us after slavery.
Yeah.
So during slavery, even though we were being raped, robbed, and killed, the family structure was still there.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened after that? So the government introduced what we know as welfare. But even before welfare,
they intervened.
What they did was basically they said that the white women have issues with their men.
Yeah.
So what they did, they got our women to be involved with their causes.
Exactly.
That happened during the time of the civil rights era. We're fighting together as a couple to work towards equal rights.
Yeah.
But then the white women, their issues came to us, and that was men against women.
Oh yeah.
So they divide us as a nation, and the divide only grew when they introduced welfare. Exactly. So on the welfare, the government will take care of you and your kids, but you can't have the man in the house. Now you don't find that happening anywhere in the government where it's like, say, farmers. If a farmer needed money from the government, they're going to tell you to leave your husband behind. No, it's only when it comes to the black community where that is enforced.
Yeah,
that you can't have a man in the house.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't see no other nation of people going through what we're going through.
No, and that's the point.
I've never seen that.
It goes back to, I keep saying this every single time. Judas 5:20. They know who we are.
Exactly.
And they flip it and keep us in sin. Exactly. They put the woman on top, out of order, and they put men at the bottom. Yeah. Now today you have women saying that men are useless, the men are garbage. I was watching that on a show last night, how they going over that. And it makes me think, why would you say that men are garbage? Without men, a lot of stuff you couldn't get done.
Yeah, that's true.
But women want to be on top of everything because of the order they created now.
Exactly.
In their queendom.
Of course. So, that's America for you, man. Like to just flip everything upside down, do totally contrary of what the Most High.
But exactly, that goes against the orders of the Most High.
Yeah.
As you see. You got something to say?
It's only like that essentially in our nation. But if you look at Esau's neighborhood, it's not like that, bro. He's always the head. He's always essentially in control.
Yeah, he's
always able to get higher up.
Yeah.
Whereas the women in our neighborhood, they're always going to be higher up for taking command from them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, especially in the work field, I think it's the same way too. Because they had this meme but they had your worst enemy. They had the so-called white man, and they had the black woman. It's like they team up together to come against the black man. I seen that meme, man. I'm like, what's going on, man? Our people, it's like we don't want order, man. We kind of like things the way America presented on a silver platter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't like to do what the Most High said. Go by, His laws and statutes and commandments.
Well, that's the reason for that, though.
Yeah.
What is it? You got it ready?
What you got?
Jeremiah 31:22.
Oh yeah, you can bring that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this book of Jeremiah, chapter 31. Let's see when it right. 31:22. It says, "How long will that go about?" Make sure that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It says, Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. How long will that go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the most, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's a question, pretty much. Read one.
For the Most High had created a new thing in the earth.
For the Most High had created a new thing on the earth. Read.
A woman.
And who?
A woman. It talks about how they're taking the black man and beat him down.
Yeah.
To such a low state that the woman comes in to protect him.
Exactly.
And going from there, they always put the woman above the man, and she teaches her kids that the woman, should be first. She's number one.
Exactly.
Like you listen to these R&B songs, you gotta put that woman first.
Yeah,
I used to listen to that song and like, oh, that's a good lesson. Put that woman first.
But who's singing this song?
Somebody like that.
Oh yeah, I think so.
You gotta put that woman first.
Yeah, John Heen.
It's all these other songs where it's always them
uplifting, putting
the woman on a pedestal.
Exactly.
They don't examine it. Oh, she cheated on me, but I'm still gonna take her back. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That's the point. The point was they changed the order, which is natural.
Exactly.
So you don't have the man as the head of the household because now the woman has money. She has a career. Mm-hmm. So she don't need a man no more. And if she ever needs help, the government's her man. He's gonna take care of her. He's not gonna ask her no questions.
Yeah, exactly.
She's gonna get a 3-bedroom apartment for $20 a month. Like whatever it is she needs, she's gonna take it. But she can't have a man there. Exactly. That would not happen in any other kingdom besides this queendom we have right now.
That's what Miss Independent comes in.
What was that? Miss Independent. Miss Independent. Oh, that's Levi, right?
It's crazy, man.
Go ahead.
On that note, you just brought up an idea. That whole mindset of having the woman as a head, that teaches the children that comes after her. It teaches the daughter. Well, the mother, she's thinking, I don't need a man. The daughter is thinking, I don't want a man. And then you have the son that's thinking, I don't want to be the man, because this is all kind of what has led to, okay, my mom has been single, she's okay, she's doing all this.
Yeah.
It's kind of been getting worse over time.
Yeah, that's why you go ahead.
No, actually, that's a meme. Actually, what he just said.
It's a meme?
It's a meme like that. It's a meme. Is that almost like the same as that? The way you said it, it was a meme like that, and it showed like a picture of the guy. He's like leaving out the room or leaving out the house or something like, with the door open, and you see the woman and the daughter together. Yeah.
But see, they teach again. Yeah. That goes to enforce that because they had an independent spirit. They don't need a man anymore. Mm-hmm. But as soon as the roach in the house,
that's so different. Yeah, that's
again, different. They put men down as they're nothing, the weak. They can't do anything because we have been put out of our natural use. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to be the provider, take care of the home, but they say that they don't need us anymore. So what do our men do? They go out do other things. They're giving drugs to each other. They just want to drink and forget their problems. They're not doing what they're supposed to do as men because we've been made obsolete all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not anymore. And that's the problem we see.
Yeah.
All those women want to be independent. What can they have? So that puts them in a level of leadership over us.
Exactly.
And if you can't provide for women nowadays or having money, they don't want you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what this society promotes, man. There is no like teamwork, so to speak. You know, everything's pushed on you.
I can do bad all by myself.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's none of that anymore. You know? Society has destroyed us as a nation, you know what I mean? And it's strategically, purposely done that way to keep us divided as a nation. And now they got this whole thing about what they call it, quote unquote colorism. You know, I'm like, why are you going against this? Just because somebody's from a different, let's just say island, and you're from one island. Well, she's that. She's Puerto Rican. She's not black. But yeah, we're still a nation of people. But they don't. Our people don't see that, and that's what destroys us as a whole. You know what I mean? You causing division when your own people. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. Oh, she's light skinned or she's dark.
Oh,
No,
that
it's
one. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's to me when I see that and on social media, it's foolishness, man. What are you doing? Like, why are you doing that to each other? Yeah,
Let me know black. Me know black.
that's crazy, man. We all the same, man. We're just a nation of people that's been conquered and divided.
So one of the statements that you hear, I don't know, it's a slow work terminology when it comes to America, is
Mhm.
divided. In the United we stand, divided we fall, right?
Yeah.
That's a tactic that they use in the military.
Mhm.
We're always under attack because we're under military occupation right now.
Mhm.
And what they do to us, they always divide us. That goes back to the Will Lynch study again.
Yeah.
It tells you that you're supposed to keep them in, the contact problems, but it tells you that to keep the black man and the black woman always at odds with each other,
Mhm.
under suspicion, under jealousy. Basically, we're bred to hate each other from the beginning.
Yeah.
Always competing with each other as well.
That's
Oh, I'm not
crazy.
in there over there because he got this. I ain't got that yet. So when we do end up killing each other as well, we commit another sin of we cover each other's things.
Mhm.
We don't say, okay, he got it over there. That's good for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
We just hate each other now.
Yeah, of course.
Women see each other. Oh, I don't like her dress.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Like she's skanky. I don't like her.
I don't know why, man. Our people they have this evil eye towards each other.
Yeah, because again,
crazy.
it's
part of their curses.
Yeah, it's part of the curses also, but it's what we've been bred to in slavery.
Mhm.
They bred us to be in sin.
Yeah.
Like think about what happened to us in slavery. Besides the hard labor they put us through, they taught us to hate each other,
Mhm.
taught us to hate ourselves and worship them.
Yeah.
And when we hate each other, we're gonna lose
Yeah.
because we were commanded to love one another, love our neighbors,
Yeah. You're right.
and we're being taught to do the opposite. Even to this day, in 2020, when we see that racism or we see the other nations coming against us, we don't understand that. Let's them keeping us the same. We don't understand we need to come back together. We're all one people.
Mhm.
We just see, okay, he's a different person over there.
Yeah,
Me myself over here.
Exactly.
We don't see we're the same people.
Mhm.
Let's unite and help each other. But let's bring each other down. Like have the battle mentality.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Like I said, First Thessalonians 4:9, going back to the whole historic order, the Most High taught us to love one another.
First Thessalonians.
Oh, you should have been up here.
True. Oh boy.
You asked for it.
First Thessalonians said 4:9.
God.
All right, read it.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
But as touching brotherly love, ye need not that I write unto you,
Uh-huh.
for ye yourselves are taught of Yahweh to love one another.
And we supposed to love one another as brethren, sister, Akim, Akwakim. This is who we are. We're a nation of people. Like I said, we've been conquered, divided, slavery, these nations. Now we're coming against each other because of a skin tone. I don't like her because she's light skinned, or I don't like her because she's dark. And it's just foolishness, man. I don't know why we even get into that. It's just nonsense. I see that a lot on social media, YouTube, and in the comment section. Like, we're not the same people. Because her skin is different than yours doesn't make you any different. You understand?
It's again,
Yeah.
let's use history as a lesson.
Mhm.
Because our people don't know history, they want to know history. All these things were done for a reason.
Yeah.
It wasn't done at random.
Yeah.
And all that stuff has meanings that we see today.
Mhm.
Because our people are still experiencing those lessons from the past.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
a psychological thing that's been passed down.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's still perpetrated in our music that we
Mhm.
listen to, on our TV, what we see in the streets with each other, how we deal with each other. Because we learn everything from our oppressors they put on TV.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're not reading, we're not going out there and working with each other anymore. We just watch TV and imitate what we see. Monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the issue is.
Yeah.
We're not learning from history. We're not learning, okay, this was a pitfall for us. Let's change that.
Yeah.
We're stuck in the trap.
Mm-hmm.
And the trap is to keep us down, keep us locked up.
Exactly.
People in prison right now because they imitate what they're seeing these rappers talking about on TV.
Exactly. Yeah.
In music.
Mhm.
What they do? Oh man, I can get rich by selling dope to my own people.
Yeah.
I get that money, I get that bag, I chase that bag right now, get that nice car. Oh, I want that guy because he's a better car than me. He got more money. Let me go kill him.
Exactly.
Take what he got.
Yeah.
What happens? Click, click.
Yeah. It was a real situation like that a long time ago, man. But I was in the world. They had this I forgot, it was like a car. It was like a nice little car. You know, I think it was decked out. And I guess they was trying to battle who was going to buy it first. And the one guy killed the guy over a car. I'm like, oh, people, man, it's just so simple.
But
man.
look at that. Now,
Nonsense.
look at this. Now I'm gonna go back to my favorite scripture that I like going to.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi 2:7.
Mm-hmm.
Our people have been going to church for generations.
Yeah.
Why are they learning the Most High's commandments? Because you know you shouldn't be coveting what your
Exactly.
brother has.
Yeah.
And you also know you shouldn't be killing your own brother over something that he has. That's
Exactly.
petty.
Yeah.
And then using common sense, you in America or in the world in general,
Mm-hmm.
why would you kill someone for something they have, knowing the consequences you can end up going to jail,
Exactly.
or have their family want to commit be the adventure to you?
Yeah.
Like, that's dumb.
And then you kill a person, you get locked up. You ain't gonna drive the car anyway. So what was the purpose?
Because our
What was the
people
point of that?
are not educated on these things. They go to public schools, right? Majority of people in public schools, what they teach in public schools, just enough to get by.
Yeah.
Like there used to be a standard where if you weren't making a certain grade, you couldn't graduate.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do now? They still pass you anyway.
Yeah.
They let you go to the next grade, even though you haven't accomplished anything in the grade before. You're not learning. And when you get out of school, you have like a 5th grade education, you can't find a job. You're stuck in a trap anyway. What you gonna do? Imitate what you see. Oh, I'm gonna sell the stock. I'm gonna get that bag, get that money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of here. Once you get that money, no, I'm keep doing it some more. I want more money.
Mm-hmm.
You end up going into greed.
Exactly.
And then what happens to you? Someone who sees what you have, they come and take you out.
Yeah.
Like that problem Biggie be saying, more money, more problems.
Exactly.
Like our people just don't get it.
Nah.
And we don't want to learn. We just want to do what's easy, to think of least resistance.
Exactly. You're right about that.
You got a comment?
Yeah.
On that note, around essentially the stuff that we're listening to that's pushing the idea. Okay, Ray gonna get his money his way.
Man.
Okay, man, he's gonna get his money his way. It's been working for him. They're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
And Proverbs 12:26.
Mm-hmm.
The ways of the wicked essentially entices men.
Mm-hmm.
And for Proverbs, in Hebrews 13:5, he's going over. Can't remember. 13:5.
You know what it says though?
Let your conversation be without covetousness.
Yeah.
Content with what you have.
Exactly. Yeah.
Make sure I had the right scripture.
Yeah.
I got
That's
something to
kind
say
of hard
too.
for our people, man.
I got something to say for that one. Find it.
I think the most of our people have that what's that saying? Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah,
Yeah, they gotta have what everybody else have. You know, they see it on TV,
And I got
see videos.
got it right here too.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
looking for. I couldn't remember where it
They got
was.
that covetous spirit.
Like, he served as well, just with him, right?
Oh yeah, why is it?
So look. I don't need to go. But think about what you just said just now. What our people see is that we go after things that other people have, right? And
Yeah.
we imitate what we see. So this is 1 John 2:16.
Mm-hmm.
For all that is in the world, but lust of the flesh,
Said who?
the lust of the
Said
flesh,
the lust of the flesh. read.
that's us going into adultery.
Yeah.
Listen to all this so-called R&B music from let's say the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Ending past the 90s, so it's all about what? sex,
Mm-hmm.
getting into the women's drawers.
Mm-hmm.
They're singing, they're trying to be smooth with it,
Yeah.
but the
yeah.
intention is to get in their drawers.
Exactly.
Now in the 2000s, we're not even trying to hide it.
No.
Penny
It's
dropper,
all out there now.
like they're not even trying to hide it anymore. Before when I was younger, listening to this music, I liked how it sounded, what it was saying, but I wasn't listening to the words.
Yeah.
When you listen to the words of these music, it's very disgusting. It's really disgusting. The stuff they talk about,
Oh boy.
they're trying to be smooth with it with a nice melody and make it all
Yeah.
cute. But no, they didn't want some nasty stuff. And I didn't understand what they were saying back then because at least they had some innuendo to it. Now it's just out in the open.
Exactly.
So again, the lust of the flesh. What the music tell you the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Get with women, take someone's woman.
Exactly.
You have a woman cheat on her.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter because it's all about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lust of the flesh. Right. Let's continue.
Yeah.
It says so for all that is in the world, for lust of the flesh
Mm-hmm.
and the lust of the eyes.
Yeah, lust of the eyes. That's
So going into what we see now. I'm sorry.
it. Yeah.
Ooh, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, the lust of the eyes. That's where your coveting comes from,
Mm-hmm.
right? We heard about what's that guy? XX Triple X Tentacion, whatever his name was.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he get killed? Because someone was envying what he had, what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was buying a new car, and he went up and shot him and killed him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they even robbed him, but because they were jealous of what they're seeing, what he has, what he's accomplished. They see it with their eyes and say, okay, I want to have that, or I don't like him having that.
Mm-hmm.
And they killed him for that.
Yeah.
Look at all the other brothers that's been shot down, killed in the streets, whatever it may be, because of someone just being, what they call, they were hating on them.
Or envious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what you
lust of the eyes right there.
Yeah, that's lust of the eyes.
That just destroys our people because, again, we didn't learn just from the basic commandments.
Exactly. And
Don't covet, man.
Yeah.
Don't hate your brother in your own heart. That's you committing murder. And they're literally doing it physically, committing murder.
Yeah.
And what happens to these people?
Yeah.
They're on the run, or they end up being killed by someone else who cared about their family and wanted to avenge them.
Mm-hmm.
Or they get them locked up in prison for life. And you know that you're looking like us, you're going to jail for a long time. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
There's just one story from New York, I don't know where it was. There was this young person that was homeless, and I remember in the news, it was the local news. They stole, I think it was a Snicker or something, one of that.
Mm-hmm.
They gave that person life in prison. The person was homeless and stole food to survive, and they locked him up. It was one of us. There was a young person also stole a backpack, and they gave him life also. Life.
That's madness, man.
Now Esau be going out killing our people left and right.
Exactly.
10 years,
Time off.
if that. Because
Yeah.
we ain't serving the full 10 years. They do like 2, and they're out.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when it comes to us, they throw you under the book.
Mm-hmm.
And we as a people just elected one of the people that wrote that bill in the first place. I'm changing topics right now. As you can
Yeah,
see.
yeah, I see what you mean.
It's a segue.
Yeah.
I call it a segue in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
We just elected Joe Biden that wrote the crime bill. That gave us 3 strikes laws and mandatory minimums. And we just made him president. So,
Our people, man. Oh,
go
man.
back what you said.
Foolish.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, man. I mean, the most I about
I'm sorry, I had one more.
complete order.
I had one more.
What you got?
I didn't finish it up. So back to this is 1 John
Mm-hmm.
2, verse 16 again.
Uh-huh.
For all that is in the world. So everything's in the world, right?
Yeah.
That's what we do. The lust of the flesh
Mm-hmm.
and the lust of the eyes
Yeah.
and the pride of life.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how people out here boasting.
They're
They're out here boasting like,
Oh,
look
yeah.
at me, I got this, I got the bag, I got this whip, I got this car, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about celebrities mostly, right?
Mm-hmm. Most
But
definitely.
when you examine these people going to the actual life, it's all fake. It's
Mhm.
like Rick Ross, you know about him, right?
Yeah.
He brags about he's flying birds across the sea, him and all that Birdman people, and has all these whips on these cars. If you look at the news recently, this man just got sued because he cannot pay the taxes on these so-called place that he owns.
Really?
He's broke.
Wow.
So he bought a mansion from Tyson. Was it Tyson sold a mansion out here? Somebody?
Right here in Holyfield.
Yeah.
That's up in Atlanta area.
He don't have that. That's gone. He couldn't
I
pay
didn't know
for it.
that. I did not know
He's
that.
fronted like all these other people. They're fronted.
Wow. That's all. That's the spirit of our people, man.
That's the
We gotta
pride
show
of
off.
that's the pride of life.
You just gotta floss. You gotta floss.
Because
man.
they do that what they call fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Of course.
Like when you go in the industry, when you sign anything with the music industry, you're already broke because they put you in debt. So you get to work for them to pay off
Exactly.
your debt. But every time you make a new album or anything, you want more debt. That's why people in the industry try to get their own label or they make their own studio. So they're not paying those fees
Yep.
because it's a trap.
Yeah.
And when you go in that trap, what they have you do? Whatever they want you to do. I think I'm almost done.
What else?
It says, lust of the eyes and the pride of life. Well, and okay, there I go. So sorry. So, and the pride of life is not of the Father.
It's not of the Most High,
but it's of the world.
But it's of this world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What you was gonna say?
Kind of let me back off of that.
Let me back.
Yeah.
Bring that
let me
out.
back.
First,
Yeah.
First Timothy 6 and 17. Going over just not in the riches of the world.
Oh yeah.
Trust in the Most High who gives us richly all things.
Which one is it? First Timothy what?
So, yeah, First Timothy 6 and 17.
Can I want me to get it?
6 to 17.
Hard.
Mm-hmm.
The book of First Timothy, chapter 6, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Charge them that are rich in this world,
In this world,
but they cannot, but they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy.
And that's the thing. It's like, our people trust in material things, like it's gonna get them out of the situation. But what they don't understand is that you can't take none of this stuff with you. So why indulge in so much of this stuff? You can't.
Oh, I
take
can
with
answer that question for you too.
You know what I'm saying? And they trust in that, but they don't trust in the Most High, because nobody takes the time to read, the commandments, the laws, and statutes that were given to us. They're teaching, possessions. And having
So
things.
to explain or to answer what you just said,
Mhm.
Hosea 4 verse 6.
Oh yeah.
My people,
My what?
my
It
people
says my people is being distinct. Read.
are destroyed,
Or what?
are destroyed
Or destroyed. Read.
for lack of knowledge.
And we were destroyed for lack of knowledge. Okay. We get caught up in the wisdom and the things of this world. You understand? But the Most High set order for us as a nation of people. You know what I'm saying? So these nations can look at us like with respect. But we're not looked at as a respectful nation, because we're loose cannon. We're doing whatever we want to do, going wherever we want to go. It's a Sabbath. People going to the mall, going to the beach, going to the club, and they purposely set this up on purpose for our people to like break the law, statute, commandments as a nation of people. You
Now, what
understand?
happens because of that, though? So, based on what you just said, what happens because of that? It's basically this. So, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 44, verse 14. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen.
And we become a byword among these heathens. You understand? We've been called everything but, the child of the Most High, or Israel, or Israelites as a nation of people. Okay.
A shaking of the head among the people.
You saying a shaking of the head. They look at us like, man, these supposed to be the people of the Most High God.
Well, yeah, like think about this. So, if you go anywhere in the world right now, all of us know Nigger.
Oh yeah,
Nigga.
yeah.
Right? And what image do you see when you think of that? You think of the worst things, like people are just acting a fool. As our people, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like we literally are shaking the head around the world. People know who we are. And when they come here, they see that in real life and just like, wow.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me of something. I just thought about something. It was a video that popped up on my feed on YouTube. It was this black guy.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too.
He has a restaurant.
Yeah, I'll come into that one.
You saw that too?
Yeah.
And they got these females got a nerve to be twerking on his wall or his glass wall.
So,
And he got mad. He was like, man, look, I make this establishment for us. And he got upset. And they was like kind of like shocked by his anger. I'm like, of course you'd be mad.
Yeah, they didn't show the full thing. So
yeah.
So what happened was this is a restaurant in Texas.
Yeah.
It's a black-owned restaurant. It's supposed to be a high-scale restaurant. And it's a family restaurant. It's that too. So there's these young people that came in there and they want to be ratchet.
Exactly.
What they call hood buggers, man. So they came in the restaurant and they're having a good time. They play music and they started twerking in the restaurant. There's families there. There's kids there. And these women are loose. They didn't have no respect for themselves or for the people around them.
Exactly.
So the owner came and politely asked him, "Can you please stop doing that in the restaurant? It's like that kind of place. Don't do that." He left. They start twerking again. He came back and asked me, "Listen, guys, I know I told you before, but this is a family restaurant.
Yeah.
This is not that kind of place to be doing what you're doing." He left. They started twerking on his furniture now.
Yeah.
on his demands furniture, he has a glass wall. So there could be legal ramifications if something happens to those people.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't make any customer. Listen, man, y'all ratchet.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to go to work, go to the strip club, go someplace else, not
Exactly.
here. He's trying to provide something for his people. Again, we are sharing to other nations.
Exactly.
And he's trying to change that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have someplace nice associated with our name. But they didn't want to hear that.
No.
And that's what happened. He told them, listen, man, get out my restaurant. I don't need your money. Go somewhere else because y'all ratchet. You don't have no respect for yourselves or for the people here.
Mm-hmm.
Or for me because I asked you twice.
Oh, man.
And they had the nerve to get mad at him.
Yeah, they got mad.
What's wrong with y'all, man? No class. Again,
man.
again, going to the topic what we're talking about today. Our people don't have order.
No order whatsoever.
They don't have no respect. And that's what the issue is. Our people are foolish, man.
For real. I mean, come on now. You gotta have some kind of class and decency about yourselves.
Nah.
But they don't want to do that. They don't want to,
They're bad and bougie, man.
yeah, so to speak.
That's what we sing about. We
Mhm.
being bad and bougie. We're ratchet. Oh, we ratchet? Remember that song? Like, think about that. So I think it was Minister, one of our elders that brought out.
Yeah.
So Most High gave us songs to sing. That's good
Mhm.
songs, but we don't want to hear it. We want to go be bad and bougie and all this stuff in the world.
That's foolish. Let me get one scripture on that.
Yeah, what you got?
Some people out of order. Let me get Sirach 26 and verse 8.
Yeah, man, our people destroyed, man.
People
So
are something
6 and
else,
28.
man. In the book of Ecclesiasticus,
Yeah.
chapter 26
Oh,
and
26.
verse 8. Oh man, people, man, are so far gone.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6.
26.
Chapter 26.
You got tongue tied.
Chapter
Go ahead.
26, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
A drunken woman,
Hey, what?
a drunken woman,
A drunken woman, read.
and a gather abroad
Uh-huh.
causes great anger.
Causes who?
Great anger.
Uh-huh. What else?
And she will not cover her own shame.
And the women in the restaurant, they want to cover their own shame, man. You end up in a high class restaurant, and there's the thing that tripped me out. I remember somebody said in the comments section about oh, y'all always complain about black men not building anything and trying to build a community, but yet the man has a nice restaurant for people to come over there, enjoy the meal, have some class about yourself, some decorum. But you want to be twerking on the glass wall and all over the furniture. Like, where's the shame in that, man? People have no order in this society, man. Tell you, just straight loose. Don't make no kind of sense at all, man. Oh man, what you got?
That brings out imagine if the man was in the household, would he even allow that behavior?
Exactly.
Well, it depends. It depends, though. What kind of man is it? Is it an effeminate man?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it a man of the Most High?
Okay.
Or is it going to be a man of this world?
Yeah.
They're going to go for anything. Listen, man, happy wife, happy life. Right?
Oh my
If
god,
I want to go out 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, I can't stop her.
that's crazy.
Right?
Speaking of wives, let's bring out Ephesians 5 and 22.
Ooh, Ephesians 5:22.
Yeah. Oh man, I tell you, and read down to 25.
Ephesians
Oh man, our people, man.
5:22.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a good one right here. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22.
Bring it out.
Wives,
Who?
wives,
Who?
wives,
The wives read.
submit yourselves
Uh-huh.
unto your own husbands.
It says, submit yourselves unto your own husbands. I think they're probably scared of that word.
That's
submit.
what I was looking for. Earlier,
Submit.
5:22.
Yeah, that's the one word. The women in this society, that word submit scares them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so yeah, that's a good thing to talk about too. So,
Yeah.
so whenever people think of submitting, they think of oppression or being under control of someone.
Yeah.
So, but oppression, submitting only means that you agree.
Mhm.
So you submit yourself to go to work. It's like I gotta be there at a certain time.
Exactly.
You submit to their time to be there.
Yeah.
You submit to what decisions you make. Okay, I'm gonna wear this today.
Mhm.
Like he made a decision, you're gonna do it. That's what submitting
Yeah.
means. You basically in agreement. But what society has done, they've changed for these things up because now you being a submissive wife instead of oppression.
Exactly. There's something wrong with it.
How's that oppression that you obey or do what you say you're going to do? What's
No,
wrong?
no.
What's wrong with that?
I think they feel like they like in prison or lockdown.
Yeah, but
so to speak.
where's that from? That wasn't the Israelite man doing that to his woman.
Yeah,
That was Esau and them doing it to their women.
Mhm.
They oppressed their women. That's why they wanted women's rights.
Yeah,
That wasn't our thing. That was their thing.
exactly.
They were oppressed in their house. So they come home. The husband come home. She made a nice meal. Every woman smacked her around,
Yeah.
and she on the floor crying. They wanted liberation. Our women, we went through slavery together. We went through oppression together,
Mhm.
and that we came out stronger than before.
Exactly.
But then Esau and them,
Yeah.
they came and corrupted our movements,
Yep.
or just like corrupted us with their movements.
Exactly.
And that's why we had that division right now, that
Yeah,
separation.
that's a division and separation. Right?
So that wasn't us, because our
Yeah.
women were submissive. They followed the law, statutes, and commandments to a
Mhm.
T.
Yep.
Because we knew who we were, what we was going through.
Exactly. It's only when we got over this side of the world, everything just got discombobulated, man, scrambled up. Continue to read.
So verse 23.
Uh-huh.
For the husband is the head of the wife.
It said, for the husband is the head of the wife. That's how we read in 1 Corinthians.
Yes, I was looking for
The order.
I wanted. It wasn't
Yeah,
Galatians.
1 Corinthians 11. That's the order. He said the husband is the head of the wife. Read.
Okay, so the husband is the head of the wife.
Uh-huh.
Where's that? 24. Yeah. Even as Hamashiach is the head of the church,
He said, even as a Mashiach is the head of the church. Read.
and he is the savior of the body.
Uh-huh.
Verse
Mhm.
24.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach,
Uh-huh.
so let the wives be unto their own husbands in everything.
In some things.
In everything.
He said in everything. You understand? That's in totality. You understand?
Now let's go with this scripture with this word that's now.
Uh-huh.
So if we were on the highways and byways preaching to our people, they're going to say, "Why we got to listen to the man for?"
I wouldn't doubt that.
Like, I
I
make
wouldn't
all
doubt
the
that at
money.
all.
He ain't doing nothing but playing PlayStation all day.
Mhm.
But again, that's a different kind of man, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So the scripture tells you to continue with a godly man,
Mhm.
right? So that's what we're speaking about, godly man.
Exactly.
So if you want to be with someone, it's also on you, as scripture said, to prove a friend first.
Mhm.
So anyone you're going to be with, make sure it's someone you're going to want in your life to rule over you.
Exactly.
Or in this case, be subject unto.
Yeah.
That means you agree with what he says. Because in Sirach 25 and 1? Yeah, 25 and 1. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 1.
Uh-huh. Bring it out.
In three things I was beautified
Uh-huh.
and stood up beautiful both before Yahweh and men.
Uh-huh.
For unity of brethren,
He said the unity of brethren. Read.
for love of neighbors,
The love of neighbor. We already know who our neighbors are. Fellow Israelite. Read.
and a man and a wife that agree together.
He said, and a man and a wife that has agreed together. You understand? So it's not just like having somebody who knows who the enemy is.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because a lot of these social media like to push this narrative of you got to be with this nation and men go their whole way and women have options.
Mm.
That's create division. So we have no unity as a nation of people. You know what I'm saying? Zephaniah 2:1 says, gather yourself together, O nation, not desire. It didn't say, O nations.
But
You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to continue with the Ephesians 5 and 24 though.
Yeah.
So as an Israelite man and an Israelite woman, you're supposed to, as a woman, you're supposed to submit yourself to your man.
Mm-hmm.
But the man is not going to be just out here doing what he wants to do. We
Yeah.
have rules also.
Exactly.
So let me continue.
Mhm.
So Ephesians 5 and 24,
Uh-huh.
sorry, 25, says, husbands, can I speak to the men now?
Mm-hmm.
Love your wives, even as Yahweh Shai also loved the church
He said, husbands, love your wives, even as a Mashiach loved the church.
and gave himself for it,
And he gave himself for it. You know what I'm saying?
that he might be sanctified and cleanse it with the washing. Okay, going something else.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay,
You
yeah.
jumped to 28.
20. Okay, let's see. So are men to love their wives
Uh-huh.
as their own bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're not going to be doing that fake love. We're going to love you as we love ourselves. Everyone loves themselves to some point.
Mhm.
Because if you're going to be living in the world, you got to take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Okay? So if you're cold, you're going to put something on to keep you warm.
can.
If you're hot, you're going to make sure you drink some cold water.
Mhm.
You're going to love yourself and you're going to love your wife the same way.
Yeah.
So we're not, it's not a play thing out here as an Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
So these women that's in the world, they have been confounded by Esau and other nations
Yeah.
to separate from their men.
Yeah.
And now that's made them weaker because a lot of these women are now, they have the career,
Mhm.
they have the money,
Mhm.
but they ain't got the husbands.
Yeah, I noticed that. I
And
noticed that a lot.
so, where's the correlation there?
Yeah.
Because they're doing what the other nations do to confound them. They're messed up.
Mhm.
The other nations, they have their husbands, they have their wives, they all make money,
Yeah.
and we're still at the bottom.
Yeah.
We're
That's right.
trying to imitate them, but we're still here.
It's still here. Exactly.
And with all that, them have all that money, have the career, have
Mhm.
the high education,
Yeah.
they're still lonely.
That's crazy, man.
But the man that's supposed to be useless, he's not that. He has women still.
Mhm.
He's still making babies in the world,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. That's definitely out there, man.
So come on, man. There's an order for a reason.
Yeah.
Once you come back to the order, everything's gonna be peachy like it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? But our people don't want to read. They don't want to read. They'll say the most out of it. You know what I'm saying?
One more thing on the reading.
Yeah.
You mentioned that part again.
Mhm.
We don't want to read because we have someone read to us.
Yeah.
We have
Of
someone
course.
tell us what the book says instead of reading it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's also part of our downfall, Malachi 2:7.
Mhm.
So we rely on the teacher,
Yes.
we rely on the preacher, rely on everyone else that say they have knowledge,
Mhm.
but you don't have knowledge of the Most High.
Yeah.
And that's why our people are still in decline to this day. Because
Exactly.
we're listening, but we're not doing the reading ourselves. We're not studying to show ourselves approved.
Exactly.
Well, that's good. Bro.
Yeah. That's 2 Timothy 2:15.
You want to get it or you want to?
Yeah, you can.
Second
That's the one I
Timothy,
had in my mind too.
okay, 2:7, 15.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 17.
15.
15, like I said, study to show thyself approved.
Do what?
Study to show thyself approved.
What else people supposed to do?
Study to show thyself approved
Uh-huh.
unto Yahweh, a workman that needed not to be ashamed,
Mm-hmm.
rightly dividing the word of truth.
He said, rightly dividing the word of truth. And this is the truth, man. This is what we're supposed to go by. This is our order. This is the guidebook
Quick
for us as a
tangent.
nation of people. What you about to bring something?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. I went the wrong way. So we're supposed to read scriptures ourselves. Let's rely.
Mm-hmm.
Vote to be a trusted man. What's that?
Oh, that's Jeremiah 17.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a 4 precepts
You got 4?
to make a point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of me. What's it? 17?
Jeremiah 17:5.
Here's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Thus saith the Most High,
What do you say?
cursed be man, but trusted in man.
He said, "Cursed be the man that trusteth in man." This was wrong with our society. We don't want order. We want to trust in what they say, instead of what the Most High says.
So again, because we're not doing what the Most High said, we're supposed to read.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. Now scripture right there again. Oof. Sorry.
Well, something else just popped up.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Bruce. All right, so basically, we're supposed to study, show ourselves approved.
Uh-huh.
But what we do, we trust in the man.
Exactly.
But the scripture says, "Blessed is he that readeth."
Yeah.
So if we're reading ourselves, we get the understanding. But once you start reading,
Mm-hmm.
go to Acts 8:31. So, book of Acts, chapter 8, verse 31. Where is it at? There it is. And he said, verse 30. And Philip ran thither to him
Mm-hmm.
and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, "Understand what thou readest." Because a lot of us, we read the book, we don't have understanding. We don't
Exactly.
get the understanding.
Yeah.
So to get the understanding, is fear the Most High is where you get understanding.
Mhm.
But also, you need someone to teach you as well.
Yeah.
When you first start out, you don't understand what you're reading.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it says, "Understand what thou readest." And he said, "How can I, except some man should guide me?"
Mm-hmm.
Now this is where we're supposed to get guidance from.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, relating it back to the women should learn in silence. And if they want to learn anything, it should be from their husbands.
Exactly.
Outside of the law.
Yeah. This would have learned from the husbands at home.
And the point was basically, because the lack of order,
Mm-hmm.
we don't read for ourselves. We trust in the man.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing what the Most High tells us to do, which is to read it so we can be blessed,
Can.
right? And because of that, also, we don't understand what we read anyway because we don't have someone to teach us.
Yeah. That's
And when it goes back all around, it's supposed to be Christ, man, woman, children, and of course Yahweh at the top. We're not following the order. Everything's out of whack.
Exactly.
That's a long tangent. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Let me get 1 Corinthians
First Corinthians
14 and 33.
1 Corinthians.
Okay, we have to deal with order as a nation of people. This is how we're supposed to look organized.
13
for these
and
nations.
3?
14 and 33.
14, okay.
Mhm.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33.
Uh-huh.
For Yahweh is not the author of confusion,
The Most High God is not the author of confusion. You understand? Read.
but of peace,
Uh-huh.
as in all churches of the saints.
As in all the churches of the saints. Read.
Let your women keep silence in the churches,
Mm-hmm.
for it is not permitted unto them to speak,
We're not permitted unto them to speak. Read.
but they are commanded to be under obedience,
Uh-huh.
as also say the law.
He said, but they are commanded to be under obedience. You understand? Order. Read.
And if they will learn anything,
And if they will learn anything,
let them ask their husbands at home.
no, let them ask their boyfriends.
Let them ask their husbands at home.
So let them ask their husbands at home. Read.
For it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church.
Uh-huh. Read on.
What come the word of the Most High out of you, or it came unto you only?
He said, what? Came the word of Yahweh out from you? Like he questioned it.
Mm.
Or came it unto you only? Uh-huh.
If any man thinks himself to be a prophet
Mm-hmm.
or spiritual,
Uh-huh.
let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are commanded of the Most High.
Uh-huh.
But if any man be ignorant,
If you be not knowing, read.
let him be ignorant.
Let him not know. Read.
Wherefore, brethren,
Uh-huh.
covet to prophesy,
Mm-hmm.
and forbid not to speak with tongues.
Uh-huh.
Let all things
Mhm.
be done decently and in order.
He said, let all things be done decently and in order. And that's what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I brought the scripture out earlier. We just kind of ran into it again. So,
It works, man.
so it kind of works out that way. But, you know, like I said, we're about order as a nation of people. And this is how they're supposed to look at us as a whole. Okay, they're not supposed to look at us as thugs and gangsters and bad bees and whatnot and twerkers. You know what I'm saying? We're
Twerkers.
supposed to conduct ourselves in a respectful manner. You know, that kind of reminded me of the other situation with dealing with another restaurant with that cat, Salt Bay. You saw that situation?
Which
There
one?
was another one with this young girl. I think I think the restaurant was closing or something. They was in the restaurant in Salt Bay. You know, it's like a famous guy. He had his phone out filming, and this girl was twerking in front of him. He had his phone out like this, and then some guy banging on the door come running in, and she just runs off. I'm like, what's going on, man? People just have no order whatsoever, man. Just
I bet you was someone young. I hope it wasn't someone from our nation, though. I hope. Hopefully,
I
Esau
tell you,
or
man.
Moab or something.
I don't know who he is, but he's very popular. So it's just foolish, man. Like, we have to go through this as a nation of people. Let me get Jeremiah chapter 3. It's like the one script. Oh, you know what? Okay, I think I might get back to that.
What you want to do?
Jeremiah 3 and what's that? Oh, okay. 3 and let's see here. 22.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
Return,
Do what?
return,
What are supposed to be do?
return,
All people supposed to return, read.
ye backsliding children,
Ye backsliding children, read.
and I will heal your backsliding.
And the Most High said he will heal our backslidings, read.
Behold, we come unto thee, for thou art the Most High, our power.
And the Most High is our power. We're supposed to return back to our heritage, return back to establishing order as a nation of people. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the law, statute, commandments as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own custom, their own heritage. We have ours, but we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? We go by what America tells us what to do, and celebrating the holidays and their feast days and doing what we want to do. But we have the scripts for a reason. You understand?
Mhm.
This is what we're supposed to follow as a nation of people.
So I got nothing here, another precept.
Uh-huh.
It's same chapter. This is a little bit down. So this is verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
For shame had devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth,
Uh-huh.
their flocks and their herds, their
Mhm.
sons and their daughters,
Uh-huh.
we lie down in our shame.
They said we lie down in our shame, man. We are like a shameless nation of people, man. You know, whether it's the men or the women, it's like we just a laughing stock to these nations.
Yeah, but see what it says, our fathers we lie in our shame. So our foreparents they knew shame.
Exactly.
This generation they don't have shame. You cannot even shame a person because they look at you like you're the one person to have an issue.
Yeah.
Like how dare you make them think about their actions? How dare you?
That's crazy.
It walk out there with a spandex on or shorts like it.
So, speak what you said just now. So, I work at my plantation. I work with a lot of people come through. I see lots of people. There's women that come there, like you just said. It's right now. It's wintertime. It's cold.
Yeah.
I have people come there in mini skirts. You can see everything. I mean, everything. There's nothing to the imagination. And when they had the nerves like try to pull it down. Like, what are you trying to hide? We can see everything. There's nothing to the imagination. You can see everything, front and back. They're trying to pull on the little skirt.
No,
What for? You have no shame. You submitted to that decision to come outside in that attire,
Yeah.
knowing full well it's freezing cold outside because the wind chill is like low. And we're in Florida. And it's cold. I'm a big dude. It's cold, right? And it's a skinny young woman,
Oh boy.
Eve of all people.
No, of course.
All people with the blonde wig on, everything. Blonde wig on, everything. And she has the nerve to come in my establishment where it's freezing cold outside and inside. And you trying to pull down your little tiny little dress after everything is showing. That made me so mad. Like, well, what's the point? Everyone's turning their head and looking at her, trying to talk to her. Oh, I don't want time. I want to get gas. Why'd you come in my store dressed that way?
No, man.
And then you're trying to pull on a little skirt where nothing is not covering anything. What's the point? But again, because it says again, for shame had devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. They had shame back then. Let's go back to the past.
Yeah.
We lied down in our shame, and our confusion covered us. Right now, you see the confusion of our people.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go on a different topic, but no, I'm not touching it. Next time. The point is, our foreparents had shame.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have shame now.
No.
So if you had shame, you know that you can dress a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Even the confusion part, it's freezing cold. You're not wearing any clothes. But people complain about their cold.
I don't know, man.
It's crazy. I'm sorry, tangent again.
No,
That's something to say? Huh?
What's that?
This is Jeremiah 3:24.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ecclesiastes 26 and 25.
Oh, you said 26, 25?
Ecclesiastes?
Sirach.
Which one?
Sirach 26.
Oh, next one over. 26 and 5?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 25.
Mm-hmm.
A shameless woman,
Yeah, who?
a shameless woman
Said a shameless woman, read.
shall be counted as a dog.
Uh-huh.
But she that is shamefaced
He said, but she that is shamefaced,
will fear the Most High.
and they will fear the Most High. Our people don't really fear the Most High. You know what I mean? Our people are comfortable in the society. Do whatever you please or whatever floats your boat. You only live once and all this YOLO crap. Our people are just simple-minded, man. We get caught up in society and social media, and we just run with it.
What is it we see on social media anyway? When you scroll through social media, all you see is our women half naked.
That's it.
Half naked. I didn't understand that when I was in the world. I didn't even notice it because I was so used to seeing it. It was the norm to me. So it was my sister that pointed out why she left Instagram was because all they do is just degrade our women.
Yeah.
Like they have to be half naked or you can't be on there. But look at these rappers, the female rappers. They have to be half naked, be overly sexualized for someone to take them seriously or pay attention to them. You don't see that with Esau and then the pop artists. Well, now they're doing it because they're copying us now. Mm-hmm. But before that, they weren't doing that.
Nah.
But they have some semblance. I keep it risque, not exposed.
He said risque.
We have the water, right?
What's that?
Exactly.
That's what that's like. Israelites, you have the horse, but with Esau, they actually have, I've never seen them argue about money.
Argue about money?
God,
No, because they're on one accord.
right.
They know that the man is the head of the house.
Right.
She's not gonna fight her man no more.
I said like a
She's not, because he gonna put hands on her.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna go to jail. At least he does now, but won't be for long.
I mean, I ain't going against each other. Like,
No, it's not, because again they're on one accord. They keep us in derision for a reason,
Exactly.
to keep us down, because we easily control that way.
Mm-hmm.
They separate us at everywhere they can. Oh, you're fat, you're thin, you're dark skinned, he's light skinned,
Yeah, of course.
male,
It's
female,
man.
like everything, red, blue. They separate us in every single way to keep us down.
Exactly.
But we can't see past these trivial things to come back as one, except for 9, 2, and 1 again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Let me get the second Esdras. Second Esdras 14. Hold on, let me see here. Yeah, 14 and 13. And the whole thing
14,
for us
13.
as nation people, it got to begin somewhere, and it begins at home. As a nation people, you understand? This is where everything, your first lessons of being taught of who you're supposed to be as a nation people, how you conduct yourself, and it starts there. Bring it up.
Oh, yeah, something to say about that.
You get Proverbs 6 and 26.
You said 626. Not yet.
Get afterwards. Okay. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 14, verse 13. Now therefore, set thine house in order.
Do what?
Set thine house in order, and reprove thy people.
It said reprove thy people. You know what I'm saying? Our people don't want to be reproved. They don't want to set their house in order. They like disorder. You know what I'm saying?
Disorder.
They like disorder, man. That's why
Yeah.
how we touched on earlier. The father's not in the home.
Mm-hmm.
He's out and about, or he doesn't want to be around the children. He's not going to be there to raise the kids the proper way. Okay, the kids running amok, he out in the streets. Okay, he's effeminate. He's always angry, getting into arguments.
That's on purpose. Like,
Yeah.
look at when it comes to black comedy now.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you keep putting men in dresses?
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
It's they're making us get used to the fact that man can wear a dress. You had Pharrell on I forgot what magazine was talking about the new masculinity. They were like, what? Masculine to who?
To who?
Like, what are you talking about? Like, they're trying to make it normal to have men in dresses. That's not normal.
No.
That's against the Most High. That's there's confusion. It's an abomination, but it's also a commandment. That's Deuteronomy 22 verse 5.
Yeah.
Like, we should not be wearing what pertains unto a woman. And they know this, but they're trying to keep our people in sin, and they put the people that's influential to us and making sure, look, it's okay. I can do it. You can do it too.
Yeah.
Like, come on, it's off, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got I'm done with 13.
Let me see.
So this is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 14, verse 13 again. Now therefore, set thine house in order.
It says, set thine house in order.
And reprove thy people.
It said, reprove our people. Our people need more reproving than our people, man. These other nations, they're pretty much in order. We the only one that's going through, all this drama, baby mama this and baby daddy dad, and fighting over shoes and street corners. It's foolishness, man.
We're fighting over something that doesn't belong to us.
Exactly.
That we don't own. We're fighting over a street corner.
The street corner.
We shed our own people's blood over something we have no control over. No stock in. I hate when these rappers said, "Oh, I'm giving on to the streets."
Yeah.
To the streets.
The
The streets raised me.
streets raised me.
Boy. You're outside of the cold doing all kind of abomination against your people, against your God.
Yeah.
What are you giving thanks to the streets for? How are you giving back to the streets? You do nothing for your people. But that's a different thing. Let me keep reading. Sorry. One more time. Now therefore, set thine house in order and reprove thy people.
It said, reprove thy people. That's a possessive word. Thy people. It didn't say all people.
Yep, that's true.
Comfort
such of them as be in trouble. And now renounce corruption.
You say renounce corruption, man.
So on the topic of what we read about, set thine house in order.
Yeah.
This is going to be Ecclesiastes or Sirach 26, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
No, 16. Let's see what 16 says. As the sun with the advisor in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember this one.
Can.
But go to 26 now, as I'm going to go for. A woman honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all, but she that dishonored him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, when it comes to the order, the women now say that they wear the pants in the house
Oh yeah.
because they make more money.
Yeah.
But that's again the design that's made by our oppressors to keep us at a low state.
Mm-hmm.
They put the woman in a position where she makes more money than her man.
Yeah.
But in Esau's kingdom, the woman does make more than her man. The man still makes the most money.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only when it comes to us that the women make more than we do as men, and then higher positions for the majority of times now.
Yeah.
They can find a job like that.
Exactly.
But as a man, oh, you're gonna be searching for a while.
Yeah.
Like, they'll make it hard for you.
Yeah. That's right, man.
You don't have any protections out here either. You're screwed, man. You probably was 626. Let's look at some of the precepts just come out of nowhere. I like this.
I don't see that on the Ishmael.
26. Okay. Yeah, you want to go for this one? I think it's going what we're talking about.
No, not at the moment. But not yet.
That's not where we're going at right now.
Yeah.
It's about the order. Now, I mentioned because the order of the household has been turned upside down. This one is going somewhere else. A woman has been turned into this, for sure.
And that's why the man has been degraded.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, they teach the woman that she can do bad by herself. She don't need a man for that. She can make her own money, so she can go out and actually, no, it could work after all. Then could go down the. It's this book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought into a place. I'm sorry. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread,
Uh-huh.
and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
Mm-hmm.
So, precious life. Nah, I think we're going to go out to it. Somewhere else. Nah, let's go somewhere else.
Yeah. It's going to be different.
But what I was going to say is
Direction.
basically because the woman is now in a position where she makes more than her man.
Yeah.
She's not also held accountable for what she's doing.
Exactly.
Because it's like, go ahead, girl, make it, get it how you live, right?
Yeah.
And it's going back to your low thing, your low.
Yeah.
Because as a woman that I speak to, she's telling me she's thinking of becoming a stripper.
Oh,
I'm like, what sane person would think about doing that?
I don't know, man. People just
Like stuff I'm hearing is like it's crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's women out here that's moving from man to man
Yeah.
just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Literally just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's not what the scripture tells us to do.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be with one husband,
Exactly.
not 3 or 4 or 17.
Exactly. Let me get second edges since we get into a little bit of this,
Mm-hmm.
how we supposed to conduct ourselves, what to look out for, dealing with our people as a nation. Let me get Ecclesiastes 26 in verse 1.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Blessed is the man that had a virtuous wife,
It said, blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife. Read.
for the number of his days shall be
He
doubled.
said, for the number of days shall be doubled. I mean, he gonna last a long life. You understand? Read.
A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband,
Uh-huh.
and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
And what?
In peace.
And peace. This is what we want as a nation of people.
Oh, we definitely need that in our life.
We need that peace. Okay. Read.
A good wife,
And what?
a good
It
wife
says a good wife, and say bad. Read.
is a good portion,
Uh-huh.
which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Most High.
It said, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Most High. Read.
Whether a man be rich or poor,
Uh-huh.
if if he have a good heart toward
Uh-huh.
the Most High,
If he has a good mind toward the Most High Yah, read.
he shall at all times rejoice in a cheerful countenance.
Uh-huh. His facial expression, read, should be cheerful, read.
There be three things that mine heart feareth,
And what's that?
and for the fourth I was sore afraid.
Uh-huh.
The slander of a city,
Uh-huh.
for gathering together of unruly multitude,
Mm-hmm.
and a false accusation.
And the false accusation, you know what I'm saying?
All these are worse than death.
Uh-huh.
But a grief of the heart and sorrow is a woman, but is jealous over another woman.
And our women should be jealous of another woman. You understand? That's what look at your sister and be like, man, look what she got on, look what she wearing. You know what I'm saying? I could wear something better than what she has. You know what I'm
What's a perfect example of that one?
saying?
No, I'm asking. You know what is?
What's that?
Beauty pageants.
Oh,
Why do we have those?
yeah.
The
Why do
most
we have
beautiful woman of this country or this state.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have that? Where women are literally competing for who is the most beautiful,
Yeah.
who is the most savvy, who has the most talents. Why do they have that for? And who's benefiting off these competitions?
Uh-huh.
It's old dudes out here who got money.
Yeah.
They go out there and I'm trying to get me one of these young girls.
Exactly.
I got the money for it. Like those things never made sense to me. Why do we have to, like I said, we compete?
Yeah.
And it says, but the grief of a heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman,
Mm-hmm.
and the scourge of the tongue, which communicated with all.
Uh-huh.
Like these women are going to compete with each other,
Yeah.
and you know they're talking smack about each other.
Yeah, that's the same thing with the church house. It's the same thing. You know.
Why do we have that?
I don't know, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Read on.
It was verse 7.
Uh-huh.
An evil wife,
And what kind of wife?
Uh-huh. Is a yoke shaken to and fro.
He says a yoke shaken to and fro. Read.
He that had hold of her
He said, he that have hold of her, it's like you have it in your hand. Read.
is as though he hold a scorpion.
Held of who?
A scorpion.
A scorpion, man.
They
That's
want to
bad.
stand.
That's a powerful sting right there, boy.
Oh
Read
yeah, I'm
on.
gonna put you down.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, it again.
Read the bait, yeah.
Okay, might as well. A drunken
He
woman
says a drunken woman, read,
and a gatherer abroad
and a gatherer abroad.
casted great anger.
He said cast a great anger. Let me look at it. What's the word gather? What's the blue letter say about that word?
Oh, you want
Gather
to
abroad.
Got you.
Okay.
Let's see. Wait, I'm not sure if I can find it in there.
Do you think it's in there?
I'm gonna check.
Gather. G-A-D-D-E-R. Yeah, G-A-D-D-E-R.
Or check in the blue letter.
Yeah. It may not be there. I don't know if
I
that's the
think
only
so.
word in the scripture. Oh, you found it?
Whatever we can find it in.
No, it's not in there. It said does not occur. Well, I guess it's like a regular definition if it's not in the blue letter. I guess you just use a regular dictionary.
Let's see. 8.
Gather.
It says okay.
No, this is a word not found.
It says gather, one
What
who
you got?
roams about idly,
Oh.
a rambling gossip,
Mm.
So now- a drilling or operating machine or apparatus for machine and mining and minerals. That's the first one. One who roams about idly,
Idly,
or a rambling gossip.
Gossip. That kind of might be in Titus. Is that Titus? Maybe Titus.
Titus,
Titus. The book of Titus, chapter 2, and verse 3. I know I jumped ahead, but it's close. It's close to where I'm trying to get into.
So book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 3. The aged woman
It
likewise,
said the aged women likewise, somebody that's of age. You know what I'm saying? Read.
that they be in behavior as becoming holiness,
and becoming holy righteousness. Read.
Not false accusers.
Now what?
Not false
It
accusers.
said not false accusers. Read.
Not given to much wine.
It said not given to much wine. Read.
Teachers of good things.
And this would be teachers of good things. You understand? But in this society, these women are teaching each other good things, man. They got their hair different colors, they got tattoos over themselves, they're wearing spandex and tight clothing and cleavage hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Where's the order?
What are they teaching?
Order, I guess.
No, but it's true though.
Yeah.
Because as a young child, they're going to imitate what they see.
Exactly.
It's going to be a reinforced behavior because everyone you see now, what are they doing? They're dressed the same way.
Yeah.
And some will say that they're modest because they have clothes on.
Yeah, they
but the clothes you have on is exposing everything.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Exactly.
So, what's that scripture?
How you say you have something modest, but it's showing your figure if you wear these tight pants. You say you covered up, yeah, but nobody's supposed to see your shape but your husband. You understand? You're not supposed to see every curve of your body. You understand? You're not supposed to wear something that reveals your shape or have your cleavage out or showing too much skin. You know what I'm saying? That's not for everybody to see. But a lot of people like to push that, especially on social media and Instagram and all that stuff. That's all you see. Every time you scroll down, there's always some female, dressing inappropriately. You know what I'm saying? And that scripture go perfect with this. It said drunken woman. And then Titus said not giving too much wine. So these two precepts connect with each other.
I have so much. Trying to find the right one I had.
Yeah.
Okay, but basically, I was going to try to say. So, when it comes to our children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever we teach them, that's what they're going to grow up to be. So, whatever that's around them at the time, they're going to imitate as well. So,
exactly.
With our women dressing the way they're doing, they're breaking the law of Deuteronomy 22 verse 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also 2 Timothy 2 and 1 Timothy 2 and 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that happens now, our young daughters imitate their moms,
Mm-hmm.
imitate their sisters,
Mm-hmm.
their aunties, their cousins, Ray, who want to put on a dress for some reason.
Yeah.
But also they imitate what they see in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So when they grow up, they're going to do the same exact things, right?
Yeah.
So what I was going to read was Deuteronomy 17, verse 5? Verse 7. It says the hands of the witness shall be first upon him to do that, and afterwards, I'm part of look for.
Mm-hmm.
So that should basically, the point was, whenever we're doing something evil, we're supposed to punish that evil, so we put away the evil from the rest of the nation, so it's not followed.
Exactly.
There's no one curbing the behavior of our young women and our young men these days, because they don't have the father figure in the house to tell them how to act normally or properly as a man. Okay. And our women are acting, they're acting how they want to act because, they're liberated now, they're free. So that being curbed, everyone's going to be doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. There's people that say, oh, no, that's not me, not mine.
Yeah,
maybe not you individually, but as you see in our nation, the majority of our women nowadays not wearing any clothes.
Yeah.
They're out there twerking. They're having sex at younger and younger ages.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in 2008, there's a show on Oprah, we're talking about sex and teenagers. And they equivocated that oral sex at that time was the equivalent of a handshake nowadays. Really? Oral sex was the equivalent of a handshake. That's how far we've gone as a people. Mm-hmm. So that's in 2008. What are we seeing now? You have what? Dots that they come out in. Mm-hmm. And you see the younger and younger. They say, go on Instagram, you see a bunch of kids doing all kind of debauchery. Yeah. And who's stopping it? Nobody. And what they're doing is they imitate what they see. Exactly. Got to get in the WAP. Like, come on now. No one is putting away that evil. No one is teaching them they shouldn't be doing this because shame has been erased from our vocabulary. Mm-hmm. You can't shame anyone no more. Exactly. And that's going to cause the issue. That's going to keep us going off. Yeah.
And that's exactly why we don't have order as a nation. You know what I'm saying? We just do whatever you want, whatever feels right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so here is I have a meme. Well, not a meme, it's a message. Mm-hmm. So it says, they asked, how did you persuade your child to read instead of playing with smart devices? She said, children don't hear us, they imitate us. And this is by Seek Thee Beyond.
Yeah.
And that's true because kids are always going to imitate. That's why when you're around children, we say watch your language, because kids going to imitate what you say.
Exactly.
So we know this to be a fact, but we choose, to ignore it. Not my child, but we choose to be ignorant. We choose. We know full and well because when they go to school as well, there's going to be other kids that's not behaving properly. You're going to be a bad influence on our children.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Scripture says. Train up your child in the way that he should go.
Yeah, I actually wrote that one down too.
Okay, let's bring it up.
You can bring that up.
What chapter is it again? I don't remember what it is.
Proverbs 22, 6. Yeah. And that's the thing, our nation. We don't restore order to our people. Give them guidance. They'll say the Most High. But we follow these nations. And we go by what society tells us what to do. We let television and social media teach our people. I'm saying there's no order in that. You know what I'm saying? Proverbs 22 and 6.
6, okay. So, it's the book of Proverbs. Chapter 22, verse 5.
6.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Train up a child in the way he should go.
It said, train up a child in the way he should go. Read.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
And he will not depart from it. So you gotta like what do you say, nip it from the bud from the beginning. You have to do this, man. Because our kids are gonna be running wild, running amok, committing crimes, effeminate. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to do these live videos, especially like the women. And then you got they cussing, so-called cursing, whatever. And they got all these music in the background. And then they look at the child's repeat the music said or whatever the mom saying.
Yep.
And it's funny.
And see, it's funny when they young.
I think it's cute, yeah.
But when they keep doing that behavior, it gets you upset now.
No.
You thought it was cute at first, and you encourage it, you laughed at it, you copied it. Look at that. You put on Instagram, you made a challenge out of it. But now you deal with the consequences of them living that life that you didn't want to correct them. And I got scripture for that too.
Yeah.
This is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 20, where is that? Let's have it. Verse 15. It says, foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. But the rod of correction.
But the rod of correction, you gotta bring out that belt, man. Read or the switch. Read.
Shall drive it far from him.
It's a drive it far from him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta discipline, your children from the beginning.
And that goes in the order again, because a lot of children, a lot of parents, they don't want to discipline their children.
Nah.
They come up with all kinds of excuses why you don't want to. Oh, it's gonna hurt. I don't want to do that. I don't want them to cry.
Yeah.
Okay, they're gonna make you cry when they get older.
Exactly.
So
you might as well do it
when they're locked up.
Yeah.
They do stuff to make. What's that scripture right now? The one where it's in it sounds like I don't know where it is though. Basically, the point is, if you don't train up your child properly, you don't. If you love them, you're not supposed to spare the rod. You let them feel that rod often, so they don't stay in line.
Yeah,
because you're supposed to be the one that's correcting them. Otherwise, the other nation's going to correct them for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
If they get a correction, they might end up dead.
Yeah, and that's what's happening out here, man. Then you got the mother on TV crying, "Oh, he was a good child. He didn't harm nobody." And like, come on, man. Like, why is he out there? Okay, why is he, being hunted down by the cops and
hunted down,
committing all these crimes?
What they calling us in the 90s? Super predators?
Yeah, that's what was it?
That was Clinton.
Yeah.
So when her husband goes back to politics again and back to the past. So when her husband was the president, the Republicans were getting on the Democrats to be more authoritative when it comes to crime, be more tough on crime. That's where Joe Biden comes in, and he writes the mandatory minimum laws and the crime bill basically, and it incentivized. It's incentivized. I know it's that one. It's incentivized the building of private prisons. Private prisons, basically, the method is to have as much people in there as possible. If they have less than their limit, they can actually get fined for that. You have to have those jails filled.
So you got to be the quota.
So who was filling those jails, those prisons? That was us.
Of course.
Because we were on drugs. We were being not being the men we were supposed to be because welfare inside the house.
Exactly.
Right? Once that had happened, they had us in the prison system. What we're doing in the prison system, we're working as slaves still. Because all of your construction job, all of your labor jobs, they've been moved to the prison.
Mm-hmm.
People say there's no jobs no more. Had all been moved to the private prison. They're working for free.
Mm.
They have free labor in the prisons. That's why they're always so full. And because the prisons are privatized, they're making money per head. That's it.
Yeah.
The longer they're there, the more money they make.
Exactly.
So it's incentivized to put you in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And they're putting our people in prison while they're making a buck off it as well.
Oh yeah, it's a business.
And then the people that's not in there, they're seeing their dads in prison. That has a psychological effect on them too.
Yeah.
And then they end up doing some similar stuff also. They end up them getting in jail also.
Exactly.
We have generations of our people behind the bars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right about that.
It's nuts. Man. It's a long chain and you just see it, cause and effect.
Ken, let me Sirach chapter 30. And we're gonna read 1 through 6.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? The Most High is about order, man. And that's the thing we don't have as a nation of people. We're all over the place.
You good.
Yeah, that was it. Because I had to highlight it from previous times.
3-0?
Yeah.
This guy's good, though.
Bring it up.
Read the book of Sirach, chapter 30, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
He that loveth his son
Mm-hmm.
causeth him off to feel the rod.
You know what I'm saying? So he that loveth his son causing him off the field of rod.
More often.
You know what I'm saying? You got to bring that belt out. Bring out that switch, whatever, the hanger. Okay.
Pootie
Off
Tang
the
was
top
our
rope.
hero. Pootie Tang was the dad of the
You're
year
true.
because he worked that belt like a ninja. Like,
Yo,
he should have been a role model, not Big Mama. Okay?
Oh man, go ahead.
He should have been the leader. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
read on.
He that loved his son
Yeah.
caused him off to feel the rod,
Uh-huh.
but he may have joy of him in the end.
I mean, he's gonna be corrected towards the end. He's gonna look at your dad with respect. Okay, you did that for my good, not for my shame. Read.
Okay. He that chastened his son.
Chastise of his son. Read.
Oh, sorry. He that chastiseth his son
Uh-huh.
shall have joy in him,
Mm-hmm.
and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances.
Uh-huh.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
It said he that teacheth his son grieve the enemy.
That's what I'm looking for.
You understand? This is what we're supposed to do as a nation. We're supposed to teach them, thus said the Most High. Let them know who the enemy is. He's
Okay.
gonna grieve him.
So, about the enemy,
Uh-huh.
let's get that real quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Uh-huh.
By the way thereof I spake unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Uh-huh.
And there you shall be sold unto your enemies
Unto your enemies.
for bondmen
Uh-huh.
and bondwomen.
Mm-hmm.
And no man shall buy you or redeem you of this condition.
Okay.
So, on back what we just said, we were sold here as bondmen and bondwomen.
Mhm.
And right now in prison and in this country, we're still bondmen and bondwomen.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
And this enemies is still all around about us.
Yeah.
Hence why the scripture says, he that teacheth his son
Mm-hmm.
grieveth the enemy.
Yeah.
Because again, the enemy wants us to fail.
Yeah.
They don't want us to be educated. They don't want us to know what's going on. They don't want us to be in the scriptures in our history.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I tell you often, don't worry about you. That's in the past. Let it go. Move on.
Yeah.
But remember our history though.
Exactly.
Celebrate our holidays, our feast days,
Mm-hmm.
everything that we accomplished through your oppression. Celebrate that stuff, but don't worry about your stuff. It's not important.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
And before his friends, he should rejoice of him. Read.
Though his father died,
I said, though his father passed away, read.
yet he is as though he were not dead.
He said, yet he as though he were not dead. I mean, pretty much the legacy has been passed on. It's like when you see him, you see the father.
Yeah, because he
Just like your dad.
yeah, but
Yeah.
he taught us well.
Yeah.
And if your dad was a good man, it's
Mhm.
like okay, the same message he had, he taught him to you.
Yeah.
Just like him, like you just said.
Yeah.
Seen the father, so he was seeing the father.
Mm-hmm.
So though his father died,
Uh-huh.
yet he is though he were not dead,
Mm-hmm.
for he had left one behind him that is like himself.
Like himself, read.
While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him,
Mm-hmm.
and when he died, he was not sorrowful.
Uh-huh.
he left behind him an avenger against his enemies.
And he said he left behind him an avenger against his enemies. This thing has to be passed down to passed on. You know what I'm saying? Read.
And one that shall requite kindness to his friends.
It's the one that require kindness to his friends. So, everything is about order, and we have to pass this on to our children and then children. It's a generational thing. You understand? We can't go by what America and society tells us. What you got?
Like when you was talking about, like when the child was going off that, like he was bribed.
Yeah.
I had a precept.
Hold on, that one real quick. What Jesus saying?
Was that the one we just read? You're not gonna bring out the one we read, right?
This is Sirach chapter 30, verse 12. Bow down his neck while he is young.
He said what?
Bow down his neck while he is still young.
He said, get him while they're young. You gotta do this thing from the jump. Read.
And beat him on the sides while he is a child.
He said, and beat him on the sides while he is a child.
Lest he wax stubborn.
Lest he do what?
Wax stubborn.
Wax stubborn. Read.
And be disobedient unto thee.
And he's gonna be disobedient. Our people who are more disobedient than we are as a nation. Read.
And so bring sorrow to thine heart.
And he's gonna bring sorrow to mine. You understand? So we have to teach them, train them in the way they should go, and they will not depart from it.
And that's all had to do with the order of things the Most High set for us.
Exactly.
Because following that proper order from Yahweh Shai, man, woman, child, discipline is the most important thing.
Exactly. We go on 13.
13. Chastise thy son.
What are you supposed to do?
Chastise thy son. And hold him to labor. Lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee.
So lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. Be a shame to your father and your parents.
That's a proper word too, lewd. It should be a bad thing for you to be disobedient to your parents.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's in the 10 Commandments. On thy father and thy mother.
Yeah.
Like it's the orders is in everywhere.
Exactly.
Golly.
Yeah.
It's funny how again we stress order in this topic tonight. When we examine the word, it's in disorder.
Exactly.
And it's so much of it just by reading these scriptures and comparing it to what we're seeing right now in the world. It should make you feel like, wow, how have we been living like this for so long, and no one has said anything or done anything about it.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right about that.
You got something to say?
You already called it. But we get
Proverbs 13.
24.
If you want, I guess.
Yeah, he's bringing it up.
13:24.
Yeah.
This book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 24. He that spared his rod hated his son.
I mean, if you're gonna withhold disciplining your children, that means you hate them.
That's
you
true.
want to correct them.
That's very true.
But
he that loveth him chasten him betimes.
Be times. I mean, like multiple times.
All the time.
Multiple times.
Every time. You come home upside his head. Just in case.
Be times,
you have to keep on his toes, man.
Yeah.
Like I remember that personally it was my mom that disciplined me the most because I was with her.
Yeah.
When my dad came around, oh no.
Oh yeah, you already know. Man.
No.
When the father come in the house.
Oh yeah, it's done deal. When I hear that belt, I'm like, I'll miss my back tonight. You can't sleep for a couple hours.
Yo, man, you already know. He lay it down.
Yeah, lay it down. Get their hands up.
Yeah.
Hands up. And I still remember those lessons because when I got my discipline, it made me reevaluate what I was doing. And I said basically cause and effect. I know if I did bad, what was going to happen to me?
Exactly.
But there's kids that don't get that treatment. They don't get that good old times right there what we get right now. They get time out.
Oh yeah. I thought about that too.
They get time out.
Yeah.
Or you sit in the corner, Timmy.
Yeah.
No, this is what they said. They said I want to raise my child like how my father raised me. Right.
Oh man. I guess the way that dad raised them didn't work out properly then.
Yeah.
Because and when I have my children, I'm gonna raise them like my parents did, and then some. Because the scriptures now, and my parents were on the ball with that. The discipline was real.
Yeah.
Like my parents didn't make listen. I did something wrong. I'm feeling that wrong.
It's America, man. America made it seem like it's Trump.
Oh, that's right. The land of confusion.
Mhm.
And the
Daniel 2:21. It tells you that.
2 and 21.
Uh,
See, man, my scripture game is getting up there.
Mhm. After that, we can go to Deuteronomy chapter 6.
Daniel. Maybe it's around here somewhere. Small pages, guys. Give me a second. Here's the book of Daniel, chapter 2 and verse 21. And he changed the times and the seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and removed kings,
Uh-huh.
and set it up kings.
Uh-huh.
He giveth wisdom unto the wise,
Mm-hmm.
and knowledge to them that know understanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is what we've fallen under as a nation of people because we, our disobedience. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to take order from the Most High, so Most High put somebody else over us. I want you to go follow them, follow their gods.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I'm saying?
oh, can I get why?
Mm-hmm.
28:15.
Yeah. And we're going to go to Deuteronomy 6.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
But it shall come to pass,
Well, it shall come to pass. Okay, it's a
If-
future prophecy.
yeah.
Read.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High, thy power,
And we don't want to listen. We don't want to hear the laws of the Most High. Read.
to observe
Uh-huh.
and to do all his
Say
commandments
all his commandments. Read.
and his statutes,
Uh-huh.
which I command thee this day,
This day. Read.
but all these curses,
All these who?
all these curses
Says all these curses. Read.
shall come upon thee
Uh-huh.
and overtake thee.
And it will overtake us as a nation of people. We're cursed.
And
No matter where you go, you see our people in the hood, the ghettos, the baby mama drama.
and we know that the commandments, again,
Yeah.
is order.
It's about order.
We're not following the orders that he gave us.
Exactly.
And this is what happens. All this confusion is come upon us.
Mhm.
All this derision, all this chaos.
Yeah.
Everything we're dealing with is because we chose not to do the orders that was given to us. We're not following the right orders. We're
Exactly.
doing what we want to do.
Yeah.
We always want to follow the nations and be like them. We envy the oppressor. And what happens to us? We get destroyed.
Mhm.
While they're living the good life.
Can.
What do you want me to do?
Deuteronomy 6, verse 7.
I just dropped it around the two.
That's why the scripture we brought earlier says, set thine house in order. Everything begins at home. You know what I'm saying? The mother, when she births a child, she's the first nurturer.
First appearance.
Yeah. She's the first teacher.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Teach the language, teach the child wrong from right. And this is what we're going to bring out Deuteronomy 6 and verse 7.
There's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 7.
All right.
And thou shalt teach them diligently
Uh-huh.
unto thy children,
Unto thy who?
unto thy
It says,
children,
unto thy children, read.
and shalt talk with them when thou sittest in thine house,
You say we should talk to them when thou sitting in your house, when you're in your house, in your crib. This will teach the laws, statutes, commandments, read.
and when thou walkest by the way,
And when thou walkest by the way, you have the commandments throughout the house, hallways, whatnot, read.
and when thou liest down,
Even when you lie down, you say the Lord's Prayer, read.
and when thou risest up,
And when you rise up in the morning, you give reverence to the Most High, you face the east. Let's say the Most High. Read.
and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and when and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes, and thou shalt write them upon posts of thy house, and on thy gates.
And on thy gates. You understand? Yeah, that's it on that. I was gonna go further, but I said, nah, just get straight to the point. All right. Let me get let's see here. I already did that one right. Let me get Romans
Romans
15 and 4.
I want to get Psalms 133, but I'll get that later. What we going on?
Romans 15 and 4. We going on to
15 and
midnight.
4, yeah.
So
Okay, got you.
we gotta get cracking. About to roll it to midnight.
Here's the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 4.
Romans.
Oh,
Romans
Rob, I meant that said Proverbs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Romans 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
For our what?
For our learning.
For our learning, read.
That we, through patience
Uh-huh.
and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
And that we might have hope as a nation of people. All right. So that's pretty much it as a nation of people. I know there was a lot of more scriptures that we can go delve deep into as far as order and whatnot. So, but time is at hand.
Like Proverbs
It's going on
133 is a good one right there.
You're true. You probably you go your Psalms 133.
Yeah, Psalms
That's what I'm trying to
133.
say. Yeah. So I mean that's pretty much it. You know, wisdom dealing with dealing with order as a nation of people. You understand? It's the Most High, Masha Kawashai, man, woman, and child. That's the correct order. Okay.
So the order also deals with again how we should conduct ourselves with each other and our nation.
Yeah.
So that's also part of it too.
Mhm.
So if we come to be in the proper order,
Yeah.
we should be doing way better than people.
That's right.
Because look what happened when we didn't work together as follow the natural order that was given to us. We descended into chaos.
Oh yeah. You know what? You're right about that. I just thought about something. I'm gonna end it off with one more. Deuteronomy 4 and 5. That's just perfect. I'm gonna end it off with that one. Because this is how we're supposed to be looked at. As a
4
nation.
verse 7.
4 verse 5.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and commandments,
And the Most High God said,
such and judgments,
behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, read.
even as the Most High my power commanded me,
And he commanded us this thing, read.
that you should do that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it.
And wherever we go, we're supposed to keep the laws, statutes, commandments, read.
Keep therefore and do them.
Do what?
Keep therefore and do
Say,
them.
keep therefore and do them, read.
For this is your wisdom
For this is your wisdom, read.
and your understanding in the
And-
sight of the
He
nations,
said, and your understanding in the sight of these nations, wherever you go, right the four corners of the earth, read.
which shall hear these statutes and say,
And these nations are going to hear these laws, statutes, commandments, but they're going to have to follow suit. You know what I'm saying? When we get into our rulership, read.
surely this is a great nation.
And these people to look at us like as a great nation. Like, man, these people are great. Look how they conduct themselves, man. You know what I'm saying? They're about order, read.
Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
And we're supposed to be a wise and understanding people, okay? Not thugs and thoughts, read.
For what nation is there so great,
And the most I was looking at it like, what nation could be so great as our people, the nation of Israel, read.
who had Yahweh so nigh unto them,
Because we was close to the Most High, read.
as the Most High our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great, but has statutes and judgment so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
Which he has set before us this day. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the conclusion of Wednesday Wisdom dealing with order as a nation of people. And tomorrow is what happened? Tomorrow's soldiers class, which is going to be held by Minister Marshall. And Friday is Shabbat, which is going to be held by the elder Lapalau, Bishop Lapalau. He's going to go into the history. And Saturday is held by Minister Minister Shalomon Salakia and Priest Kahan, get into the Torah portion. And before that, which is the Hebrew class, which is from 11 to 12, is going to be held by Moray or Judah. So that's about it. And let's go into let's see here. Scroll to the top.
Shalom for tuning in, by the way. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, yeah. Water for all Israel tuning in. All right.
We're gonna get
KO, bring it out.
Who's that guy?
Shalom, Akim, Wakim, Malak. Wow, I never known that even when I was in the world, not to listen to rap music. Why they don't kill Esau instead?
Okay, let me answer your question too. So, what you see in the lowest half of the book, anytime one of us kill one of them, we get heavy, like triple lifetime sentences.
Yeah.
Dual lifetime sentences. But when they kill our own, it's the same thing. So we value their lives more because they know they don't give us that sentence real quick.
Exactly.
But us,
our blood is cheap.
We might get 25.
Yeah, our blood's cheap, man.
Not just that too, because you gotta think about it.
That's true.
You gotta think about it, right? It's the curse that we're under, right?
Yeah.
Vengeance is not for us to take.
That's true, but it's not about vengeance though.
I mean, like going home to the other one.
Yeah, but
It's
see,
not supposed to, unless you defend somebody, unless you defend yourself.
Yeah. What's that? Oh, Malak. Isaiah 63, 1 through 5. Yahushua will be trodden down the nations. Oh, he cut it to verse. Oh, he went to verse 6. You can't even watch black movies anymore. It's all about sex. Yeah, that's right.
So I for that. I was on Netflix, right? I was showing on Netflix. I said it's an old movie by Jeff Pinkett Smith, right? It's called Woo, something Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Man, when I started watching, I thought it was a funny movie, but you know what I'm saying? But it was on Netflix. And I found out there's a lot of sodomites going on, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm talking about they have a club.
Yeah.
But you know,
Okay.
chicks dressing up like females are. You know what I'm saying? Like even back then, this thing was going on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Again, they try to make it normalized that this stuff is in our community. Look at Black Lives Matter right now. They say that this is something from the black community that homosexuality is part of our culture. Where the hell that come from?
I know, right?
Go back to the scriptures. That was Esau.
Yes, it's
That was they. Is there anyone more? How to quote the scripture? More professing Esau? I can't remember the scripture though. Is there anyone more profane than Esau? Yes, basically, that's them. That's not us, man. That's not our thing. Same thing with COVID. They're trying to push on us as a black community, and there's other we're more diseased people out here.
Yeah.
Like that's not us, man.
The prison system is a business, just like any other business, of course. They freaking call us everything. What the hell is Afro America?
It's a hairstyle.
My nationality is a freaking hairstyle.
That's
Laughing out loud.
I don't have an
you
afro,
brothers
so I can't.
promote multiple wives in Esau's kingdom too? Shalom family. I mean, it's been taught, yeah. A lot. We just go based off what the scriptures say. They did a class on that not too long ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks back. Shalom Israel, Shalom. Eli Issachar Israel, Shalom Israel. Malak. I see a lot of camps promoting multiple wives. Isn't hard enough just to live in our captivity. Yeah, of course. I can't say that's a focal point if it works or not. All praises to the Most High put us in different positions in the world. Eli Issachar Israel, Khan, Modest, the Rosh, Hosea 25, Proverbs 122. Yeah, how long he sipping ones he loves simplicity and scorns the light in your scorning and
Oh yeah,
famous
they love that
knowledge.
simplicity.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna chase the bag.
Yeah, 2 Timothy 3, 1 to 5. This car had I not felt the rod, I might not be on this straight and narrow path.
Right?
True.
Right? That's true.
Lights
For
out.
sure.
12.
That changed my life.
Yeah, I know, right? We'll be
That-
able to
That
call
would
in
changed my
at the
life for
end.
sure. I'll be gone right now.
Yeah, they can call in at the end. Darash, Baraka, Hakims for the lesson tonight. All praises, man.
All
praise
praises
the
for
Most
real,
High.
man. Thanks for tuning in.
The water. Everyone on live feed, I pray Yashua endured to the end. Shalom. And young vengeance for the Most High. Yeah, of course. Yeah, man. So
Well, hate killing? I don't know how that works.
yeah.
I'm going off. I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah. I mean, I was worried. It was 12 on the dot.
So,
Yeah.
But I can stay until like 4.
Oh, no. You want to do it.
I
You want to put a
could.
burden on yourself.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I say he both. He said, how dare you?
How you doing? Ready?
All right, man. Let's go. On your Hakodam.
What you doing?
Yeah, Psalm 67. Rise and face Jerusalem. Face the east.
Not bad news. What's that?
Man, one turn of the page.
I see
It's
you
already
next
there.
Okay.
All right. Psalm 67.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 67, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Yahweh be merciful unto us and bless us and cause his face to shine upon us, Salah, that thy way may be known upon that for thy way known upon the earth, thy saving health among all the nations. Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh. Let all the people praise thee. O let the nations be glad and sing for joy, for thou shalt judge the people righteously and govern the nations upon earth. Salah. Let the people praise thee, O Yahweh. Let all the people praise thee. Then shall the earth yield her increase, and Yahweh, even our power, shall bless us. Yahweh shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahushai, the water Tamyad. Amen.
Man, get a most high hand.
Did y'all pull out Isaiah?
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Shalom.
Yeah, Isaiah 3:12. 3:12. Children are their oppressors.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think, did we pull that?
No.
Yeah,